Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to the Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography, and what is our topic today?
Weather and climate. There is a most important chapter here. An important point also is the same, weather and climate. First point, weather and climate is the most important here. The first of all come to the weather. The weather is the most important here. The weather is the temperature, pressure, wind and humidity and the precipitations and interact with there is each other. You know that there is important here. Temperature, pressure, wind is humidity, and precipitations is interact with each other. They influence their atmospheric condition like the direction and velocity of wind. Amount of insolations is a cloud cover and the amount of the precipitation, and these are known as the element of both weather and climate. The influence of this element is a differ from to place to place. Is important here. Then there is the influence of Thomas condition like the direction and the velocity of the wind, amount of the insolations, cloud cover and the amount of precipitation. And these are known as there is element of both weather and climate here. And time to time, the place to place and the time to time there is important here. It may be restricted to a small area and from a short duration of time. We very often to describe this influence in the name of the weather and a sunny, hot, warm, cold, fine, etc. depending upon their dominant element of weather at a place and at the point of time. Therefore, the weather is the atmospheric condition of a place for a short durations with respect to its one or more elements. Two places even a short distance apart maybe have a different kind of weather at one and the same time. It is important here. We very often describe this influence in the same. The name of their weather is a sunny, hot, warm, cold, fine. That depending upon their dominant element of weather at the place and at the point of the time, there is important here. And the important here, the weather is atmospheric condition of a place to short duration with respect to its one or more elements. Second point is also important here. Weather is a forecast. There is important here. Weather forecast. It is important to know by the some means that the comings is a weather is a advance. You may be planning to go on a hike without is known that is a particular day may be rainy. Farmers, soldiers, servitors, and tourists, and many others are interesting to now there is a weather condition in advance for their own benefit. That is why the newspaper publish a weather report and the weather broadcast along with the map showing with the information. You know that there is important here. Farmers, soldiers, and the voters, tourists, and maybe others are interested now there is a weather condition in advance for their own benefit. And that why the newspaper published to weather report and weather broadcast along with their map showing it is information. Now better weather is a broadcast are available with the use of weather satellites. The weather conditions are televised is every day. When a cyclone there is a dangerous weather is expected to warming an issue over to the radio, television and newspaper so that is the people can be prepared to save themselves. And there is a property from it is a housed. This is important here. The weather offices collect the data on temperature, wind, cloud, cover, is rainfall and the other atmospheric phenomenon through it is a numerous is observation center. And these centers are scattered all over the country. Similar information is also received from to the ships, alliance and it is a high seas. The analysis of the data thus is a collective help in the forecasting weather conditions for the next 48 hours or even for a week. The significance of a weather information of supply to through a map and it is a forecast. It's a better is utilized in a country like the UK and where is the weather changes very rapidly. There is the most important data here. The next year season. The season is the most important here. You know that a year is divided into the season depending upon the variation is atmospheric condition. And there are specific period in a year which have a similar weather condition. Season is the period of the years is characterized by a particular set of weather condition resulting from their inclination of the earth as an axis and their revolution of the earth around the sun. The same cycle of the season is repeated is a year after year. The fourth season, each of the 3 months duration, has been to recognized in the temperate region. And there is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. There is the most important season here. In our countries, we have three distinctive seasons, which are summer, winter, and rainy. The India is a meteorological department has recognized four main seasons. They are called weather season, December to February, and hot weather season, March to May, and advancing monsoon season or rainy season is a June to September, and the starting is a monsoon season is October to November. Traditionally, there are six seasons in the North India. There is the Basant Ritu, Chaitra, Vaishakh or March to April. Agranam Ritus is Santyas, Arsara and the Major June. Brasha Ritu, there is a Shradavans is a Bhadrapad, is a July to the August. And Sharad Ritu is a Ashwan, is a Kartika and there is September to October. And Hemant Ritu is the Magharis Rish post are the November to December. And she Sir Ritu, there is a Magh, Fagun or a Jan to Feb. There is the most important here Ritus on here India of the season of six types here. The rays of the sun are more or less direct on the equator throughout the year. In the equatorial region is experience there is the same temperatures all the years around. Therefore, a season are insignificant one are near their equator. Near the coastal and the oceanic influence of reduce the seasonal variation. In the polar region, there are only two seasons: is a long winter and short summer. The next word is a climate. Climate is also important here. The average weather condition is prevalent is from one season to another in the course of a year. Over a large area is known as a climate. There is an average of this weather is a condition is calculated from the data collected for a several year, about a 35 year for a larger area. Rajasthan, for example, experience hot and arid climate, and Kerala has a tropical rain climate, and Greenland has a cold desert climate, and the climate of the center Asia is a temperate is a continentals. Climate of region is a considered more or less permanent. Here is an important point arrive there. The weather is the atmospheric condition of any place for a short period of time with respect to its one or more elements such as a temperature, pressure, wind, humidity and precipitation, sunshine, cloud over and etc. There is an important here. The period of the years which are characterized by the particular set of the weather condition are mainly caused by there is an inclination of the earth as a axis and the revolution of the earth around the sun are known as the season. And the average the weather condition of a large area for the past several years is known as the climate, precising more and less permanent. The next year, the difference between the weather and climate can be tabulated under the first year weather and second year's climate. The weather is the study of the atmospheric condition for the short duration of a limited area. And climate is here. Climate is the study of the average weather condition observed over a long period of time for a longer area. The second year, weather is influenced by the any one of its the predominant is the element is the temperature or humidity. And the climate is there is a collective effect all it is the elements. The third point is also important here. The weather change very often. It is a more or less is a permanent. The third point is the climate. It is experienced over to small area of the country. But the fourth year is climate. It is experienced over to large area of the continent. The fifth year of place can be experienced different types of weather condition in a year. But the next point is the fifth year is climate. A place can experience only one types of climate.